What's up, everybody? This is Convict Inc. I'm Robert Rosso, your host. I just thought of a few more things about Bernie I wanted to say. A couple things I left out. But I went back and I was looking over the video. Didn't watch the whole thing. It's being posted right now. But I do know that I left a few things out. Number one, there were allegations that Bernie had attempted to commit suicide while in federal holding prior to being sentenced, and that's true. I know that he denied that, and I think he denied it with Steve Fishman. I'm not sure, but the fact is he did hoard pills, blood pressure medication, some other medication, and they had him on anxiety meds, I believe it was. About 50 pills. He was trying to go for as many as possible, I think a couple weeks worth. And I believe that he probably would have. As somebody who's contemplated suicide in prison, as somebody who's went so far as to actually put a plan together, talking to him, he would have went through it. That I do believe. The guards found it during a shakedown when he was out of his cell during an attorney visit. They wrote him up. I think they threw the shot or the disciplinary away. But after that, they were on him. Then he went to prison. And when he went to prison, like he said, and as it was written in New York Magazine, Bernie Madoff free at last, there's truth to that. There was a lot of pressure lifted off of him after living that lie like that, living that kind of a lie for that long. There's a lot of weight off his shoulders. Anyway, but that's true. He did admitted that. Carmine, there was several of us around, but we talked about it. When I knew him, when he first got to prison, he never believed he was going to get out. He had issues in his case where I looked at it, somebody else was talking about it, but he should have had like 20 years. That was like the max he should have got. And I was even saying, look, Bernie, I can do something here. Your case is too big. I didn't want to take it on by myself. But like, I can show where you can have issues and you shouldn't have more than 20 years. Your attorney's fucked up. That's exactly what I told him, and I didn't care who his attorneys were and what they think. They did screw up. But he didn't want it. He was like, even if I did 10 years and I'm out when I'm 80, what can I do? I don't have any money. I'm financially going to be a burden to Ruth, blah, blah, blah. Next, if anybody thinks that Bernie Madoff stashed any money, he did not. No, did not happen. He had one bank account that all that money trickled through, and that's why he has said, and I'm saying, the banks, there was many people that knew about that. He was not alone. Many people turned a blind eye. Many people that were the investors knew exactly what was going on because they were getting those kind of returns. Yeah. And big name people. Now, I'm not going to drop. Let me say this. When he got arrested, when things went down, when he got out on bond, he had a cell phone that was undetectable brought to him. And I know he made 4 calls. 4 calls to people overseas for whatever reasons. He didn't get into the reasons with me. I didn't ask him because I didn't know enough about the crime, for one. And it's like talking to Carmine. I didn't say, hey, did you hit Anastasia or whatever? That wasn't something I would do. If I was hanging out with somebody else and we were friends and we were drinking and kicking it, somebody killed somebody, I might ask some particulars, But in regards to that, there were people that knew about that crime. There were people he protected, whatever. What else? So the pills. Bernie Madoff was a thief. Imagine that. He had a thing with stealing condiments from the chow hall. He was addicted to stealing ketchup. I'll never forget him saying that. I can't stop stealing ketchup. Whatever. So he was big about that. Cheap. Didn't spend money. Told you about the story with the Swiss roll. He was not one to wear any clothes other than issued, state issued, federal issued clothes, or a sweatshirt that somebody might give him or pass along. But he wasn't spending money on clothes. Spent $100 a month commissary when he got there. Then he started a store, did very good at the store. I did hear that he got a shot after I had made a comment about him running a store selling hot chocolate. Yeah, so all you people that say I name drop or I should shut up, and there's one for you. I'll give you that one. Me saying that Bernie was slinging hot chocolate 8 years after the fact. No, let's see. So yeah, 8 years after the fact, I guess they searched him and he was running a store and wrote him up because it went out in the press. I mean, that's whatever. I would have never in a million years thought that fucking staff would be so desperate to do that, but that did happen. Yeah, I wrote a letter saying I'm sorry when I did hear that. I don't know that for sure, pretty sure, but yeah, that sucked. I didn't mean to do that. What else? Steve, he did that. Was like I said in the last video, he was definitely remorseful. People didn't believe it, didn't see it in him, but for sure he was. Other than that, he was trying to start a class, a financial class. He did after I left. They would not let him. I heard that they did let him, and then they stopped. He did teach. People don't know that. I think he taught, was it NYU? What school? He went in and taught somewhere when he was a free person. I don't know where his mind was at, like I said, later in life, but I do know that he was resigned to dying in prison. And as I'm almost positive I mentioned in the first video, he was refusing medical care, especially with his kidneys, bladder, anything to do with urology. He was refusing that kind of medical treatment in the beginning. And I was the doctor asked me to talk to him. The outside doctor asked me to speak to him, and I did. And we had long conversations about it, and I told him that, he asked me how I did it. Like, Rob, how do you do this? How do you have life, have a smile on your face, and seem pleasant, or whatever? And the truth is, there's life in prison. People can make a life for themselves in prison. Was it hard at times? Did I drown it out with drugs and alcohol? Yes. But were there other times? Maybe some of even the happiest times, now that I think about it, are when I was sober at Butner. I don't know. Anyway, I was just thinking on that one. But you can make a life for yourself in prison. Sounds a little weird. And I don't want to give people the wrong impression, but when you're hit and you're done, what do? You can kill yourself, which all for it. If that's what you did. I'm not against lifers committed suicide. I'm just not. Sometimes I think I didn't have the balls to do it, but I don't know. Whatever, that's a different issue. But people can create lives for themselves. And that's what I told him. He did find pleasure in reading books. That was one of the things he liked because he did not read outside. I saw stories about him how he was like an idiot and didn't read. I'm not going to say he was an idiot, but I believe that he probably did not read much stuff. I did politics. Like I said, not much. I was trying to think of some of the celebrities he talked about. Katie Couric. That's what I forgot to mention in video number 1. Katie Couric stalked Mark Madoff to the point where an intervention had to be done. Mark Madoff thought Katie Couric was a complete whack job. Her husband had passed away, and I wrote this because this is exactly how it was said. He wasn't even cold in the ground yet, and Katie Couric was pursuing Mark desperately, like stalkerish, to where people had to get involved That's according to Bernie. I mean, maybe, so I don't want to get sued here. I'm saying what he told and was talking about, and like, like, wow, that one there's a real whack job. That's the way he looked at Katie Couric. That was pretty. I thought that was pretty funny, to be honest, because we used to watch her, and the more we were watching her, like, yeah, look, she does have those crazy eyes, doesn't she? Yeah, So, but yeah, Mark made up like almost restraining order type of stuff. That's true shit. And of course, the issue with the compassionate release. Anything else? I just wanted to put a few more things about Bernie in there. The child. I will say this too. There was a lot of rumors going around that Bernie was messing with homosexuals. I never saw that. Never whatsoever. There was things about him going in the sweat lodge, and that's always, people always talk about that. I was not at Butner, from 2011 to 2000, till now. That's last time I left. Last time I saw Bernie was January 20th, 2011. I do have people that I know who are credible that did say that he got into what he's trans. I was going to say trannies, but I don't think you're supposed to say that. Transvestites, transsexuals, transgender. There's probably people that were there with him that know more than me, or that can say bullshit or whatever. That has come up a lot. So all I'm saying, I never saw that, but I have heard from people that 2018, 2019, 2020, in that time frame, that he had something going on somewhere. Don't know, and I really don't. I just saw that online not too long ago too, so I wasn't sure. Maybe ask somebody who was there. And yeah, that's about it. So I wanted to throw you in a few Bernie extras. Hope it was worth it.